All right, last weekend, one of the biggest nights in music, the South African Music Awards, took place in a hybrid event at the Gallagher Convention Centre. The event has been running for over 30 years, bringing together the biggest musicians, producers, writers and stakeholders for recognition and appreciation. Grammy-award-winning musician, producer and DJ Zakes Bantwini has reflected on the meaning of the awards in recent years. He's penned a piece, When Our Own Stars No Longer Shine, a call to reclaim the South African Music Awards, reflects on the event progressively becoming unmemorable and questions the fairness of that judging process. He joins us now to expand on his thoughts. Zakes, thank you so much for joining us and a very good morning to you. So you've penned a piece and you've mentioned in that piece that these summers used to be a unifying cultural moment for South Africa. From your perspective, what are the underlying societal shifts that have contributed to the awards losing that national significance?
I think it is the what you call this thing, the artists like trusting what is what the summers mean to them, and all the decisions that have been made, awarding people that perhaps were supposedly did not deserve the awards, or just the unfairness that a lot of people felt like, there was not a really consideration of some of the artists that they needed to be there, and also maybe the introduction of new artists that we've never seen before, winning such prestigious awards and stuff. And in the piece that I penned down, I really do understand that this is a peer-to-peer. It's a peer-to-peer award, so it's not like the public voting. So it's a peer-to-peer, so it's not that everything has to be popular for it to actually just get a nod. But I think like there has to be some sort of like a balance, and I think that is really not made by the mistake wasn't made by the organization in itself, the executive of RISA. But I think the judges have really failed our awards, and I think those are the people that needs to take responsibility in saying, hey, really, we have put our awards into this particular situation right now, and a lot needs to change, and also I think corporate South Africa also not participating and not supporting the awards, as you know. Most musicians, they will have an endorsement, but none of corporate awards will then participate in the industry, to this particular industry night. So the awards have struggled to raise funds, they've struggled to raise money, and thanks to Motsepe Foundation, because I think maybe without Motsepe Foundation, maybe even these awards wouldn't have actually now happened. And it's quite a sad situation in which we find ourselves in. But I think once awards lose credibility, in which what I think the judges did, they made these particular awards to lose credibility, and once they've lost credibility, then artists didn't participate, and when artists didn't participate, and then the public lost interest. And then that's where we're finding ourselves in now. Now you have these awards, and we don't even know that there were awards yesterday. I mean, some of the musicians didn't even know that there were awards. Right. I myself didn't even know that there were awards until a friend of mine called me to ask for tickets. And I was like, awards? Some award? When are they happening? And then she told me when the awards were happening. I was like, oh man, I didn't even know. And that was quite a sad story. I watched the award last year. And I mean, most artists were not even there to call it their own awards. The presenter kept saying, "We'll accept this award on behalf of who? We'll accept this award on behalf of who?" And I also said, and I'm also thinking like even artists themselves not participating in these particular awards is also it's not even good, because when you leave these awards to fail, I mean, who's going to build these awards up for the next generation to really find them and
Right.
and really enjoy them as we used to enjoy them as well, because we got these awards from people who really preserved them and made sure that we find them in a good level, and would like to leave them at that particular for the next generation
for the next
of musicians.
generation, of course. And I mean, you also mentioned just how we look up to other award ceremonies. I mean, you yourself are a Grammy award-winning artist, but the importance of understanding homegrown recognition is just as important when we look out for BET Awards and all these other awards that happen globally. Why do you think there is that disconnect, that we, as South Africans, would rather wait for other awards globally to recognize our own talent before we see them within our own spaces?
I think the international community understands, the international industry and the artists understand the importance of these awards. They participate, they are there, you know. When there are BET Awards, all the superstars in America, they there to attend the BET Awards. Yeah, if it's the Grammys, everybody's at the Grammys. You hardly ever hear a presenter saying, "We'll accept this award on behalf of which artist." Every artist is there to collect its award. It's an opportunity for industry to meet. It's an opportunity for industry to connect. It's an opportunity for content creators to create. It's an opportunity for fans to say they are superstars. So I think artists are really missing an opportunity in the industry in itself to garner support from a general public, and also to have the industry in one room and celebrate this biggest award in South Africa, because without the Summers, there's no any other biggest award in South Africa. The biggest music award in South Africa is the Summers, you know, and then globally, then you have other awards that are happening globally. But we are in African envy. Some countries in Africa don't even have their national awards. We have them, and for us then to not participate as artists, I think we are not doing. We need to call each other and say, guys, really, we have to work with RISA in making sure that these awards go back to what they used to be. And also, we also ask RISA and saying, RISA, would you be able, can you just make sure when it comes to the judging process, you know, that at least, you know, the awards give us, you know, people who really deserve to get these awards. We cannot, as the public, ask ourselves, who is this person who won Song of the Year? A Song of the Year is something else. A Song of the Year is a song that everybody would know. We cannot ask ourselves, what is this song? And then that song is the Song of the Year, you know? And also the Artist of the Year, we cannot ask ourselves, who is this Artist of the Year? There are some awards that you just cannot say, oh man, this is the first time I'm hearing of this particular person, and then the first time I'm seeing this person, and that particular person is an Artist of the Year. Like it really is an artist of the year. You shouldn't even ask who's the artist of the year. An artist of the year is someone that everybody should just agree, oh, is this particular person. And that particular person should be a person that everybody would know, and everybody has been participating and knowing the music. They may not be fans, but at least they know. You know, now to be hit by someone that you've never even heard of, and you are hit by an album of the year of something of the song or of an artist that you've never even heard of, and you're like, read what is going on. So there's a serious disconnect when it comes to that. But like I'm saying, some people will say now RISA, but it's not RISA, it's the judges, because RISA doesn't judge. You know, RISA is just an organization that organizes this, and they have to create an environment where judges are able to judge. And also they must go around and look for sponsors so that these awards are happening. But when this happens, then people go to the organization and then they leave the very people who have brought us here, which are the judges. So my call really is for the judges to say, like, the judges, if you've been a judge at the Summers, can you see what you've done?
I mean, speaking on that, Zakes, I mean, with regards to the judges, and you raising the issue of RISA, and you're saying that because of how we are judging, then there's a lack of participation, and then it's taken us to a point at which we are. But what systemic barriers do you think exist within RISA itself that prevent the evolution of the Summers truly becoming that representative and credible awards platform? And surely it's the responsibility of RISA to ensure that the judges that are appointed are of a credible way in terms of how they judge, that would then lead us to the credibility of the awards.
Precisely. I think that's precisely. I think RISA has to work harder in making sure that the judges that are judging these awards are credible. Firstly, and then the second thing, I think corporate South Africa really needs to participate when it comes to these awards, and I'm calling corporate South Africa because corporate South Africa does most musicians have endorsements. So corporate South Africa does understand the power of music, but instead of supporting the whole industry, they would support an individual. You know, RISA shouldn't struggle to raise funds when most of the artists whom they represent have endorsements. I think RISA should be at the position where they choose which sponsor to work with, not at the level where now they have to go around looking for sponsorships, and not getting sponsorship, having even to postpone the awards to later because they haven't raised enough funds, for sponsors. And I think that is such a hence I said, like, a Patrice Motsepe Foundation has played a very crucial role. Because I'm asking myself, if it wasn't for Patrice Motsepe Foundation, I wonder where would would these awards be happening, like they would have happened last year or even this year. And still thank you to the SABC, because SABC still playing that particular role. Art and culture, I think there has to be more that needs to happen when with regards to that, but also as musicians, because like I'm saying, every sponsor will support something where musicians support it themselves. There's no sponsor that wants to sponsor awards that some of these particular musicians don't even look at them and see them as credible enough.
Yeah.
There's no one that wants to put their money into an organization, onto an event that is not seen to be credible. So I think it started with RISA, with the judges and the musicians. All these people needs to participate and needs to make sure that they bring these awards back to what they used to be. And we have that particular opportunity. It's not lost yet. We still have an opportunity. Come next year, we can start by then. It may not be the shift may not be as quick as we want it to be, but it would happen. The more the rightful people win, the more credibility the awards are gaining, the more artists are gonna come back, the more sponsors are gonna come back, and it's gonna become a national event like it used to be.
Certainly a collaborative effort, like as you end off in your piece, these are our awards, our industry, our culture, let's reclaim it. That's Zakes Bantwini. Thank you so much for joining us and just penning this piece in awakening what seems to be a dying South African Music Awards.